Hi, I'm Peter Haddock and welcome here to Urban Regeneration in Salford, Greater Manchester. I'm with Brett Carter. He is the operations manager here and the demolition manager for Urban Regeneration. Brett, wow, what have we got here? We're stood next to a major investment for you, aren't you?
Yes, it is, yeah. It's our new Volvo 350.
And it's not just your new Volvo 350, folks. This is the first Volvo 350 to be delivered, and it's all yours, and we're just getting it fitted with Leica machine control, aren't we?
Yes, we are, yeah. Leica have been here today and they've just fitted the system on it, so it's another machine to add to the list.
Now, this is really interesting because, you know, what the team here have done is you've got an engineering team here, Brett, that does all of the drawings and the models for your customers. That's been working well, and you've been with M&P Survey, haven't you, for some time, that have been supporting you on your surveying and that side of the business, haven't you? Tell me about it.
Yeah, we'll have the client who'll basically give us drawings and levels and everything, and then we passed on to the engineers, our technical engineer in the office, Darryl Woodrow, and then he'll put it onto a model it all up at each site, and then obviously plug it into the system in the cab and you're away. Simple as that.
And you were also saying to me earlier, they've got a team of engineers here that actually you're finding that those engineers are being way more productive and working on the jobs at hand rather than being in the car.
All the levels are in the cab, obviously. We have, I think it's 8 excavators now with GPS in, dozers D6N as well with the GPS, and it's just so much quicker on site, it's more efficient.
I'm Dave Royle from Urban Regen. I'm the site manager and engineer of the site. We're in Bellevue racetrack, the old Bellevue racetrack. What we're doing on this job is the demolition of main stand and outer buildings and remediation of the whole grounds, and we're going to make it good to build on for our client. Well, we've been fortunate on this site to use the Leica Icon equipment, which makes my life a lot easier. What we do is we produce an AutoCAD Civils 3D DTM model. We'll produce this off a external works drawing provided by the client. We'll place offsets on, reduce level digs, and then we'll put that information onto the excavator, and then it goes ahead and does its thing. We've got the base station that syncs to the excavators. That tells them where they are within the site, what level they're at. This is the GPS system what I will use, which I have my pole and my antenna there, and I will then go out after the job has been trimmed to level. I'll go out and do my own checks afterwards and an as-built survey, and then that will be produced and give to the client at the end of the job.
So what we're doing here, folks, is we're fitting a base kit into this machine, and this is not even the biggest machine. There's a 380 that's got a base kit in as well, hasn't it?
We have, yeah.
You've got the base kit, so you're Leica enabling, your machine control enabling your fleet, aren't you?
Yes.
Why is that important?
We fitted them to a 380. People might think it's a little bit too big, but when we do remediation works, turning over the grounds, we need to get to the bottom of a 4 or 5 metre dig just to get a level on it. GPS in the machines, bucket on the bottom, press the button, it takes the level, and that's it, and we're away. It's all safety as well, keeping the engineers out of deep excavations.
Yeah, and I think what's equally important to that is, again, when we're talking about your business, your clients are wanting to know the progress on site, and they're wanting to know this kind of data now, aren't they?
Yeah, well that's it, we can give them all the data, and at the end we've got the as-built, we've got all the levels. It's definitely the way forward.
It certainly is the way forward, and I think what's really interesting here is you've come from a surveying engineering background and now you've put machine control into the business. So what that is to me is a connected worksite approach.
Yes.
And you know, you were saying again to me earlier, and this is fundamental, is that what we're able to do now is we're able to take our kits and put them around into different machines. So if this machine is just doing general work, you can take the kit out of that because you've got a base kit and you can just literally take the monitors out and all the rest of it and put them in another machine, can't you?
That's exactly right, and that's what we do, yes. Yes, this won't have its cab kit all the time.
Yep.
This machine will go to a chap called Kev. He does do demolition as well.
Yep.
So he'll do his demolition. Obviously he won't be using it then, so then we'll be able to pass it over to somebody else. That's on a remediation site somewhere.
I'm here with John Lee. John, 29-year-old operator, who's actually operating a big EC300 here, but with a Leica Geosystems machine control. So John's been working here, not just digging and remediating, but now he's actually grading as well. John, it's a big deal, isn't it, with this machine? You can do an awful lot with it, can't you?
Yeah, definitely. It's the right size machine for a GPS, so to be trimming and getting everything to level.
And of course, you're able to make this machine into a multifunctional machine. So you know you've got all the FOPS, ROPS cab in the cab to do that demolition work, but you've also got that level in that grading. How are you finding the actual accuracy and the way in which it can help you work?
It deals with a 30mm difference, so of tolerance, which is really accurate, to be fair. But it can do a range of things, really. Obviously, the GPS helps.
And so I was talking to the engineer in the cabin, which is just over there, folks, where they've got the base station. So that's giving you that greater accuracy level. And he's saying you're actually being a surveyor for it.
I am, yeah. So basically what Dave does normally as an engineer, so when I do a turnover, you'll come to the natural, which is our spec, turn to natural, and then, so when you do a cell, say however long, say a rectangle, do a rectangle cell, and then instead of the engineer getting in, which is potentially unsafe for him to do that, I can use the GPS and log points, and it'll take a base of dig, so the engineer doesn't have to get in a hole. So all my points will be stored on the GPS, and all he have to do is extract them from the GPS, and he'll have all the information.
What's really interesting about machine control and the way you're doing it here as well is the fact that you've got a team there that's feeding everything in, but it's not as simple as that, is it? You know, you really need to know how things are working. You really need that person in the cab when things do go wrong, and everything does go wrong. But the advice is really important and support, isn't it? Tell me about that.
Yes, any problems at all, I have one contact, Ryan, at Leica. Absolutely fantastic. Any problems at all, like I say, advice on how to use it in the cab, training, he'll sort any training out for us, a cable or something it might just wear through, or a bit of water gets in connection. The backup service is second to none, to be honest with you. If there's a problem, somebody will be on site either that day or the next day.
And that's so important. You know, machine control is only ever as good as the machine working on the site, as the operator that's actually in charge of the levers. And I think, you know, as you've grown and you continue to grow, and it's great news that you're growing, you're going to have more people coming into the business, and it's about getting people right up to the high standards, isn't it?
It is, yes, yeah. You got to move with the times, because if you don't, you're going to be left behind.
So it's a really great story, this, folks. I've been following the installation here. You know, it's a fantastic machine as well. You know, really does feel like it's built well. And, you know, we've got a business here with Urban Regen that are transforming sites across not just this Manchester and Greater Manchester area, even down to Hampshire and Oxford. You've got your systems and your people down there.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
We've got to get more regeneration, more brownfield sites back into use, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we can actually get the homes, the businesses and facilities that we need to move forward.
That's it, yeah, and that's what we're planning.
That's fantastic. Thanks very much for talking to me today.